I'm finally ready to do the New Year's event because everything is unlocked now. So I did the prologue of Caleb's first because it made me do it when I opened the event page. But I'll redo that later. I'm gonna do Zayne's first. So let's switch to Zayne. Okay. I can't answer the phone as I chase Pumpkin Magus to the residential area. Then the signal suddenly disappears. Unable to pursue it any further, I stop in my tracks to catch my breath. I call Zayne. Hi, Zayne.
Did you lose track of your target?
How did you... Hey!
Pay attention to where you're going.
You have to be careful when you're standing in the middle of the road. Vehicles are dangerous, even the ones with two wheels.
He knows what's going on my end. Is he... I turn around, and a stray cat warily stares at me for 2 seconds before quickly running away. Its figure becomes a blur as it dashes past the wall.
Did you think I was behind you? Look up. I'm upstairs. Right across from you, to be exact.
Hi. A moment later, Zayne appears before me with a medical kit. Think on New Year's home treatments for the elderly who live alone? I lean down and read the slogan that's stuck to the box. Tell me the truth, how long have you been watching me from someone else's balcony?
It was a coincidence. As soon as the consultation ended, the old man took me to the balcony.
Why?
His flower is sick. He wanted me, the doctor, to treat it.
Just imagining it is enough to make me poke Zayne's chest. Okay, so you're watching me, but you acted nonchalant on the phone.
It wouldn't have been appropriate to interrupt you. I was originally planning to wait nearby after the call ended.
When is calling? Zayne's car is parked nearby. I sit in the passenger seat and fasten my seatbelt.
I suppose we should thank the Wanderer for making you stop right in front of me.
It's a shame that your shift ended while mine got put on hold, though. I shake my watch, which has detected a signal that's saying, you know the process of a neighborhood inspection, right?
Understood. The car and the driver are yours.
Okay. Chapter 1. After driving around for a while, the Wanderer's signal completely disappears near the Lincoln New Year market. With my work put on hold again, Zayne and I take a detour. We walk around a lively event area. Shooting games, ring toss, rocking horses. Zayne, did you play those as a kid?
I didn't play any of them. Plans always change, and so there was something else to do.
I purposefully wag my finger in front of him. Is it because playing games wasn't important to Zayne? Zany. Something just came up. I'm adding it to my schedule, and we'll get to it soon enough. As for playing games, that will be postponed indefinitely.
You haven't seen it happen, but you speak as if you witnessed it before.
Not exactly. I might have been on the balcony and watching you in secret, though. We continue walking. Many children surround each stall. They stand on their tiptoes and crane their necks to watch something. They look so eager. Doesn't it make you want to join in on the fun?
If we're doing an activity together, I can put it on my schedule. It'll be the highest priority.
Hmm. The signal near the stall to our right is noticeably strong. I stop in my tracks and see two children competing in a game of ring toss. The child who lost drops the consolation prize and unhappily shakes off the winner's hand. I think I just saw a friendship be destroyed. Saying if that were us, what would you do?
This is an exam question for a kindergartner.
Oh, it seems like you believe you'll get a perfect score.
I always got perfect scores.
Okay. In just a few seconds, the two children whisper something to each other before they start playing again.
If I was the one who lost, what would you say to me?
I'm more curious about what expression our zayne will have if he loses. Will you cry? I give him an expression that makes it look like I'm sobbing. Zane raises an eyebrow.
Losing in a game and shedding tears aren't on my resume.
Just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it never will. Join me, who knows, you might experience something unexpected one day. Once we get rid of Pumpkin Magus, let's do something you've never done before. How's that sound?
All right. Fortunately, I happen to have all the planners from my childhood.
Really?
Many of them should be related to games.
Oh. When he finishes speaking, a strange black blob swoops down. Pumpkin Magus flips over the stall it used to cover, and bags of marbles fall to the ground. Zane, it's at 7 o'clock.
Work often starts at that time.
After Zane and I chased Pumpkin Magus away, I patrolled the area for a few days. Pumpkin Magus doesn't dare to show itself for now, and the Lincoln New Year's market regains its usual liveliness. The association informs me that I'm only expected to work twice a week. This means I can prepare myself for a vacation. Zane and I agreed to take the day off today. We go to the market and check out the games that he didn't play as a child. Ring toss? No. Let's do archery. Oh no.
You took your time and chose archery in the end. Why?
Well, there's no line. Do I need another reason? I follow Zane's gaze to the archery range. Only one couple is there. The man is teaching the woman how to draw a bow. All of their gestures are natural and sweet. I realize something and teasingly look at Zane. Do you need an exclusive lesson from a hunter? I know all shooting theories like the back of my hand. Smiling Zane shakes his head, picks up a toy bow from the shelf and gives it to me.
I can see you're confident in your skills. In that case, let's play for one round.
The toy bow is mediocre. After 2 shots, I walk up to the paper target to check the results. Not bad, let's keep going. On the shooting line, Zane doesn't return to his position. Instead, he leans over and wraps his arms around me as I draw the bow. My pose should be correct. He doesn't care, he just wanna get closer. He loosely holds my hand, and his voice is right next to my ear.
Perfect. But when you're using a toy bow, you need to adjust your strength and posture. You'll get better results that way.
Why'd I get quiet at the end?
Perfect. But when you're using a toy bow, you need to adjust your strength and posture. You'll get better results that way. Move your hand up.
Well, what?
Move your hand up.
Why is it so quiet? Oh.
Keep your posture in mind. Don't look at me. Look at the target.
Oh, wait, is it in my other ear? Hold up.
Move your hand up.
Oh, okay. I only had one earbud in, so it was quiet, but it just moved to the other ear. Wait, let me listen to it again so I can hear it how it was intended to be.
Perfect. But when you're using a toy bow, you need to adjust your strength and posture. You'll get better results that way. Move your hand up. Keep your posture in mind. Don't look at me. Look at the target. Don't look at me. Look at the target. Don't look at me. Look at the target.
I focus my attention back on my posture. My breath syncs up with Zane's as I relax. Then I aim and release the arrow. It's a perfect bullseye. Zane releases me. I didn't expect you to be so strict, Coach.
I wasn't asking you to do anything. At best, I was afraid I wouldn't do well.
In other words, I made you nervous. Well, I can do the rest myself. I pretend to push his shoulder, but Zane doesn't move at all.
I can't let that happen.
Looks so pretty with like the sunset. A gentle evening breeze scatters the clouds near the horizon. Zane and I finally lower our bowls. After we pay, the owner cheerfully hands over a small lantern as a prize. I take it and look at Zane. How are you feeling?
I'm already looking forward to next time.
The next day, Zane and I find a new game, making Lincoln New Year's lanterns. Halfway through the drive, I'm still looking at the lantern display photos on my phone. I'm trying to find a good reference. All of them are cute, I can't choose.
You don't need to rush. Let's check the items at the workshop. Perhaps we'll come up with a new design.
Speaking of which, maybe you should be the one who will decide what lantern we'll make.
Huh?
Make a Lincoln New Year's lantern. I saw it in your winter break plans from when you were in elementary school. Zane, what kind of lantern were you planning to make back then?
I don't remember. Perhaps I wasn't thinking about it too much.
Did your teacher assign it as winter break homework?
No. If it was an assignment, I certainly would have completed it.
Upon entering the workshop, I'm greeted by various dazzling lanterns. The workshop owner enthusiastically recommends a few options that are suitable for beginners. They even offer some advice for when we make a lantern. Zayne and I choose a design, sit shoulder to shoulder at the table, and begin studying the illustrated tutorial.
You start with the sketch and cut the paper. I'll deal with the other materials.
Making lanterns seems a little tricky, though. We'll do it together. Once the division of tasks is complete, Zayne and I get to work. I finish the pattern and get ready to cut the paper. Meanwhile, Zayne has already a stack of finely cut bamboo pieces in front of him. These bamboo pieces look so pretty. Ow! As my fingertips brush against the smooth bamboo, I suddenly feel a sharp, needle-like pain shoot through me. A very tiny splinter is stuck in my left index finger.
Give me your hand.
I let Zayne check my finger. Hey, Dr. Zayne. It's been a while, huh?
Indeed. I hope we don't see each other again in the new year, my dear patient.
Dr. Zayne, how long will this appointment be? At that moment, the splinter is quickly plucked out, and the pain vanishes instantly. I'm about to say something, but Zayne lifts my hand and gently kisses the wound. A faint chill isolates the pain. My finger slightly trembles. Is it okay now?
Not yet.
Zane stands up and fetches a pair of work gloves.
Put these on. Then we can continue.
Oh, that's sweet. It's finally done. There won't be another lantern like it. Satisfied, I hold up the finished lantern to Zane and shake it. You can check off everything on your winter break to-do list. And remember to write a note that says we did it together.
Of course. There will be another note as well. On an unspecified date, I have sown childhood memories with her.
Aww. Oh, I need to make it now. Okay. I just spent an hour and a half making these lanterns. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm ready to continue the story. On the night of the Lantern Fest, I attend as a hunter whose main task is security. I'll be trying to track down Pumpkin Magus. Once I'm sure that everything is okay, I return to the park's entrance to meet up with Zane.
It's crowded. Hold my hand and don't get lost.
He looks so good in that outfit. When our fingers intertwine, I yank our clasped hands. There are so many people here. Holding hands might not be enough to keep us together.
The event you spoke of only has a 50% chance of occurring.
Hold up. Because I want to get pictures. I want to get pictures of him in this outfit. Dang.
It's crowded. Hold my hand and don't get lost.
Okay. The bustling crowd surround us, and Zayne pulls me into his embrace.
Whether or not you'll be pushed closer to me also has a 50% chance of occurring.
What kind of probability rule is this? Zayne's law?
We could call it that. However, it's not ready to be revealed to the world yet. So for now, it can only be between me and you.
I poke his firm waist through his clothes. There are so many people. Can we really do this?
The lanterns are more captivating. People only look at what they want to see.
Following Zayne's gaze, I see the vibrant, intricate lantern sway in an orderly fashion. Before I know it, Zayne's gaze has shifted. With a gentle expression, he looks at me. In the shimmering light, I can't help but lean closer to him. Your eyes.
Hmm?
As our noses almost touch, his hand tightens around my waist. Oh my god. I tilt my head back to create some distance. Then I wink and mischievously smile. Nothing special inside them. I must be seeing things. Oh, my vision for oh! My vision blurs as a slightly wet kiss, reminiscent of melting ice and snow, touches the area above my eye. Oh!
Now can you see clearly?
After walking around the garden. Damn. After walking around the garden, we decide to sit in the rest area for a while. The terrace isn't exactly spacious. The lights are dim and distant. Indistinct sounds can be heard. I rest my head against Zayne's shoulder and quietly take in the view with him. In the seemingly endless night, the stars resemble the breaking dawn. And amidst the dreamily scattered lights, everything around us is silent. I feel like the hustle and bustle of the human world has faded away. Zayne, why did you make plans to attend the festival as a kid only not to go?
It doesn't matter anymore. Right now, I believe having a few regrets isn't that bad.
Was he gonna invite me? Oh, you still have regrets tonight? Zayne takes my hand. I push back and tap his palm. Tell me about them while the night's still young. Is there anything else you want to do?
Of course.
Like what? I touch Zayne's slightly cool fingers, and they gradually warm up. A chill brushes past the nape of my neck. Gentle yet firm, it urges me toward him. A lingering kiss falls. A lingering kiss falls, like the evening breeze that passes us. It carries away the noise and embraces the moonlight. Oh.
Now, I don't have any regrets.
I want to see the lantern real quick. I still have to... I've only done Caleb's desk so far, like with the new update. Yay! Let's finish Zayne's story. During Lincoln New Year's, Zayne and I decided to stay home for a few more days. We organized the festival decorations we bought. We're getting ready to hang them along with the lanterns we made. I quickly finish breakfast and start moving, but Zayne remains seated at the dining table. He has no intention of leaving. Maybe we can put up a few more strings with those lights we bought in that corner. Zayne, are you still eating?
I'm not hungry.
Huh? His voice. I drag Zayne to the sofa and carefully examine his expression in the light. Zayne, do you have a toothache?
Yes,
Did you take your antibiotics?
I did.
I press my hand against Zayne's chest and sit on his lap to scold him. Oh. Okay. And you refuse to tell me about it because you don't want to see the dentist? I guess I'll use the same tactic later.
I already scheduled a dentist appointment. It's in several days.
You know, I finished reading your elementary school schedule yesterday and still remember its contents. I lift Zane's face to tease him. A fifth grader planned to see the dentist, but put it off for 2 months. It was you, right?
That won't happen again. Starting today, I'll refrain from eating sweets. For now.
Really? I pretend to be stern as I fix Zane's collar. Then I tug his imaginary tie. Alright, we can move past this page. We still have decorations to put up. You should help me. I stand up, and Zayne follows me. He grabs a small decoration.
Is this all that's left? By the window, to the right of the sofa, or in the corner? Where do you want me to hang it?
After I look around, I shake my head. Things quickly get sun-bleached if they're by the window. If we put it to the right of the sofa, it'll be too close to the ceiling, and you can't see it that well if it's in the corner. This is the only Lincoln New Year's decoration adventure we'll have. I need to take this seriously,
You're wrong about that, I'm afraid.
because we're gonna have more in the upcoming years. Huh? He glances at the lantern we made before pointing at the prize we won from the archery range. Oh.
We'll have many experiences like
Ex-
this in the future,
Exactly.
as well as plenty of souvenirs to serve as mementos.
Mm-hmm.
In short, I still have plenty of Link on New Year's plans that are waiting to be reviewed and refined.
Exactly. Okay. I'm gonna do Sylus next. So it's the lantern I made. Okay, let's do his story. Oh, wait. Okay. The prologue. Sylus, I'm in the middle of something urgent right now. Wait.
You're not interested in a lead related to Pumpkin Magus, kitten?
Is there anything you're not aware of?
Look up.
Well, that call ended quickly. Mephisto circles twice in the air before flying away. I immediately follow him. Mephisto helps me find Pumpkin Magus. Unfortunately, the Wanderer escapes. And just as I'm about to push my way out of the crowd, someone suddenly grabs my wrist and pulls me into an alley. Using the momentum to my advantage, I push him against the wall.
This is how you treat law-abiding citizens who give you a lead?
Where's the lead then? You didn't hide it on your person, right? Silas slightly raises an eyebrow as he exudes a search me if you dare aura. I decide to be blunt instead. It's not here. Oh, we're actually doing a body search. Oh. I don't see anything here either. It's well hidden.
I mean, it is an important lead for a hunter.
Huh? Don't tell me you put it on Mephisto. I pretend to realize something, but when I let go, Silas pulls me back.
How can you find anything if you just casually touch a few places?
He wants more. It's like the Bond. The Bond story again. The distance between us disappears. His warmth radiates out from where we touch, and it spreads to my cheeks. Are you here to help me track down Pumpkin Magus? He's getting
I
distracted.
happen to be in the area. Also, I'm doing this so you can get off work early. That way you'll be on time for our appointment.
Silas and I plan to leave through the alley when my hunter's watch starts beeping.
The target has been spotted. I repeat, the target has been spotted. It's destroying lanterns. Please head to the designated location.
I hold up the hunter's watch to Silas. You promised to give me a lead. What happened?
I'm pretty sure I did that, though.
I give Silas a meaningful pat on the shoulder and help him stand. I'm ready to head to the location marked on my watch's display. With your help, we'll be able to finish this mission.
You're misunderstanding something, kitten.
Silas points, and Mephisto proudly stands with his chest puffed out.
Your assistant is there.
When I arrive at the designated location, Pumpkin Magus is in the middle of destroying something. Mephisto draws its attention. I move behind it before taking it down with a few swift moves. Me and Mephisto fighting.
Hey, stop pecking me! You'll regret this!
Pumpkin Magus screams and runs away. It barely misses my colleagues who are rushing over.
It's good that you chased Pumpkin Magus away, but
What? Behind me, Silas is leaning against his motorcycle and looking at his phone. Upon hearing Luisa's voice, Silas looks up. He's unaware that he's a potential threat.
Oh, Sky, I hope your business has been doing well.
It's fine. I have more than enough money to cover my daily expenses.
we should take advantage of Lincoln New Year's to support your business. The association...
His business is doing well. All the fruit sold out a while ago. Try again next year. Silas nonchalantly leans in and places one hand on my shoulder.
You should listen to the boss. She's not wrong.
Oh, okay. We'll talk to each other next year.
That laugh. Louise gives me a look that says she's going to leave now, and then she suddenly drags Alex away. Only Silas and I remain.
You have a great relationship with your colleagues. When hunters have side gigs for their days off, such as being the owner of a fruit business, the association won't mind, right?
I'm not sure. But when hunters hang out with someone they like on their days off, the association has no right to interfere. I actually like his singing and humming. I'm so happy he's humming again. Today I followed the humming that woke me from my sleep into the living room, where I find the source on the couch. Silas fiddles with the square lantern we brought back. I sit next to him, lean on his shoulder, and keep yawning. I fell asleep to your lullaby last night, and I woke up to your singing this morning. I feel like I can go back to sleep.
You think highly of my sleep aid.
You're twisting my words. Silas softly chuckles, places the lantern aside, and taps my ear.
That depends on this.
Huh? His fingertips glide behind my ear, across my shoulder, and rest on my back. With a little bit of force, his embrace immobilizes me. Oh. Our noses touch, while I unconsciously hold my breath. His lips tease my ear as they leave behind a kiss. His teeth graze my skin.
Right here.
My drowsiness evaporates, and I cover my burning ear. Moving back, I quickly notice the lantern on the coffee table. Didn't it break when we tried to catch Pumpkin Magus the other day? It's a shame it got destroyed. This lantern can only collect dust now.
Not necessarily, kitten. Repairing it is still an option.
Why are we fixing this lantern?
You want to celebrate Link on New Year's in a pitch black base?
A warm feeling envelops my chest. I volunteer to repair the lantern, and Silas lends a hand when needed. Following the tutorial step by step, I soon find myself with an oddly shaped lantern.
You're very talented. I can see it was a lantern in a past life. Give me your hand.
Rude. He dismantles the oddly shaped lantern. Taking my hand, he has me pinch one end of the small wooden stick. Are you using me as your workbench again?
Well, the lantern can't be fixed if you're not here.
Silas takes some wooden sticks, measures them, and puts them together. It's not long before the frame becomes sturdy. We followed the same tutorial. How did yours turn into a perfect square?
I leave the other half to you.
Okay. First I line these wooden sticks, then... Wait, why is my half still crooked?
Come here.
I sit down in front of Silas and he holds my hands. And just like that, an exquisite lantern appears in our hands. I'll put another tassel on it. There we go. The lantern on the kindnesses later, and I made the lantern on the kindnesses later, and I made is truly one of a kind. Let's hang this at the base's entrance. It'll feel more festive and bring good luck. Also, I hold the small lantern and gently touch his face with it as if to kiss him. It might provide some companionship. Silas takes the lantern, his fingers brushing against the back of my hand. It's like he's responding to the kiss.
But I have you. That's enough for me.
Although we hung the lantern, the base still feels desolate. So we go to the supermarket to buy some Lincoln New Year pictures. After I finish decorating the rooms I'm responsible for, I walk over to Silas with my hands behind my back, pretending to inspect the prints he put up. The one on the window is slightly crooked. Can you straighten it?
Sure.
It doesn't look right. It's tilting toward the other side now. Will standing at a different height give you a new perspective? Silas, can you... I'm interrupted when Silas wraps around my thighs and lifts me up.
Why don't you stand at my height and see for yourself?
Oh, it does look straight. Doesn't this mean we're done with the base?
We still have the cellar.
After we finish putting up the Lincoln New Year pictures, we carry fruits from the fully stocked cellar to the kitchen so we can eat them. I guess they weren't joking about your small fruit business. You actually have a lot of fruits down here.
They were brought in from one of my estates.
There is a lot. It'd be a shame if we can't eat all of them. I pick an orange from the pile of fruit and weigh it in my hand. Doesn't it look familiar to you?
It reminds me of a trap you set up for me.
What trap? I made that orange lamp just for you. Besides, you didn't mistake it for an actual orange. The trap failed. There's only one lantern at the door. Why don't we make an orange lamp to keep it company? Here's to a Lincoln New Year filled with happiness and good luck for the two of us.
Sure. And we don't need a tutorial for this, I suppose.
Of course. I wonder if I can lure you into my trap this time. I skillfully peel the orange in one go and push another one towards Silas's chest. Your turn. I eat the orange and plan to carefully observe Silas, but I didn't expect. This is the third orange that met its ultimately end. Oh. This is the third orange that met its untimely end.
Ah.
Even you aren't good at everything. You can't peel an orange in one go. Neither can I, that's hard.
The people who are aware of this weakness should be careful if you spill the beans.
What will happen?
You'll be forced to sit here and peel a bunch of oranges.
I already peeled several of them. Should I just accept my punishment? Actually, wait. I'm gonna find a megaphone. I promise everyone in Honor Kindness will know of this by the end of the day. I get up and pretend to leave, but Silas pulls me onto his lap. An orange slice is pressed against my lips. What are you doing? This isn't a bribe, is it?
You can interpret it that way, if you want.
Well, it's easy for me to be persuaded, so I'll take your bribe with a smile. With some effort, we finally gathered a few, mostly intact orange peels. We hang the completed orange lamp next to the lantern. The interwoven lights symbolize a Lincoln New Year filled with good fortune and prosperity. Worried that Pumpkin Magus might appear at tonight's Lantern Fest, Silas and I arrive at the event. We plan out a route just as we walk onto the bridge. Then we learn that Pumpkin Magus was caught red-handed when it tried to attack the association. Dang. Since Pumpkin Magus was dealt with, can we change our patrol route and enjoy the Lantern Fest?
No need. Using this route means we can thoroughly explore the area.
So you're ready to go from the beginning. A surging crowd silently pushes me toward Silas. He holds out his hand to me. I place my hand in his palm and I tighten my grip and our fingers intertwine. With this, we'll be able to have more fun at the Lantern Fest. Many lanterns sway in the wind in the central area. They move like wings that roam the sky. I can't help but shake Silas's hand. I point at the lantern so we can see. What a coincidence. The lanterns up there look like a moon.
That's by design.
Silas takes out the map he picked up at the entrance earlier. The route marked by the lanterns forms a lung. I point to where the lung's heart is. Do you want to guess what I found?
The lantern we made?
How did you figure it out so quickly?
Your eyes were practically glued to it. It's impossible not to notice.
Was I staring at the lantern while you were staring at me?
You know the answer to that question.
My finger curls in his palm. You can tell just by looking at it. Following the planned route, we stroll all the way to the exit and pause at a booth selling souvenirs. These lanterns are so cute, and that lantern coin is incredibly detailed. He nonchalantly glances over. Upon seeing a headband with 2 small lanterns, he raises an eyebrow and places it on my head.
This suits you perfectly.
But I feel like you're making fun of it, and me, because I'm wearing it.
I wouldn't do such a thing, kitten.
He flicks the small lantern with his fingers. There's a wobbly sensation on my head.
Isn't it cute?
You aren't affecting my shopping.
All
Oh,
right.
wait,
I'll
you
wait
are.
for you over there.
You're affecting my shopping.
Don't forget to buy the headband.
In your dreams. Seeing him leave, the madam at the stall smiles.
Did you send him away on purpose so you could buy him a gift?
Yeah, I want to give him something special.
He seems to be very fierce. Would you like a lion lantern? It looks exactly like a lion. Impressive, right?
I take the lantern and can't help but stare at Silas. Laughter and joy seem to brush past him. He appears to stick out like a sore thumb in this bustling world. At that moment, he glances at me, and a mark is gently left on my heart. Silas doesn't really look like a fierce beast. I turn my head and point at something else. I want that one, man. Oh, and can you give me a piece of paper, please? I want to write something. Oh. In the morning, I carry a small wooden box with me. Silas is boxing, his fist hitting the punching bag. You've got mail, Silas.
Open it for me.
What if I accidentally uncover one of Kindness's secrets?
You sound excited, kitten. In any case, it doesn't matter. You can consider it a Lincoln New Year's gift from me.
Zayne may not move. Sylus stops. He removes the glove straps and sits down on a cushioned stool nearby. His gaze flits between me and the small wooden box.
No. Are you worried about there being a bomb inside?
Yeah, I'm afraid of accidentally blowing up your base.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
I hand over the small wooden box. Then he grabs my wrist and has me sit beside him. He lifts the lid. Inside the box is an eternal flower and a note with blessings. Silas's breathing gradually steadies. He taps the corner of the paper. If the first thing you get for Lincoln New Year's is a flower, If the first thing you get for Lincoln New Year's is a flower, it means you'll be lucky for an entire year.
Why did you choose this as your gift?
Remember the noisy flower plushie I gave you? Consider this the gentler version.
What about the noise? You're going to give me a gentler version of that too?
Come closer. Silas obeys and leans down. Silas, I wrap my arms around his neck and the distance between us vanishes. Now that you've accepted my Lincoln New Year's gift, there's no escaping.
You almost blew up Anakinus' base with a flower and a blessing. Do you honestly think you can leave?
The base is still okay. I didn't hide any bombs. The boxing ring is unusually quiet, and I can hear his racing heart.
That's because you hid it somewhere else.
Oh. Let's do Xavier's next. The current situation is urgent. There's no time for me to explain.
Hello?
Xavier, there's an emergency. I'll tell you the details later. I end the call and run onto the street, but in the blink of an eye, Pumpkin Magus blends into the crowd. It's really fast. Forget it. I need to report to the association first. I wonder what Xavier was going to say. I send everything I have back to the association, then I call Xavier. Huh? Following the familiar ringtone, I look at the vending machine on the street corner. Someone retrieves a barley tea from the pickup compartment.
Do you want a sip? It's still warm.
Of course. I rush over and hug him. I bury my face in the soft scarf around his neck as I take a deep breath. You smell like Xavier, right? But didn't we agree to meet up tonight?
We did. I was at home trying to figure out how to cook cherries. Then I blinked and found myself here. Maybe a careless hunter sent a secret signal by accident, and that's why I'm here.
I reach out, cradle Xavier's face and then pinch his earlobe. Xavier, Xavier, Xavier. Did I use it correctly this time?
Yeah, I heard you. Both my ears heard you too.
Okay, so there was a reason why I didn't call you for backup. If the two of us chase Pumpkin Magus around all day, our dinner plans will be ruined. And this hunter isn't that careless. She remembered to give you time to turn off the stove and put on a coat before you teleported in. You did turn off the stove, right? Xavier smiles and takes out a pair of gloves from his coat pocket. He helps me put them on.
I turned off the stove, put on my coat, and didn't forget your equipment.
You're so reliable.
Let's go. It's time to find the wanderer who almost ruined our dinner. We need to talk.
Let me show his lantern. Okay. Guided by the signal from the hunter's watch, Xavier and I soon find ourselves on a street with snack snot. Guided by the signal from my hunter's watch, Xavier and I soon find ourselves on a street with snack stalls. The signal fluctuates, so we can't act rashly and alert the enemy. We prepare to ask around first. Ma'am, do you know if there are any wanderers causing trouble around here?
Wanderers? No, these stalls are closed.
Ma'am, a shadow just passed by. Can you check to see if anything is missing?
No. But that place has been chaotic lately. Be careful if you go over there.
The woman waves her large ladle and points to the Lincoln New Year Lantern Fest promotional sign nearby.
I don't know what's going on, but those lanterns keep falling every now and then. It'd be terrible if they hit someone. Oh, right. Do you two want some spicy soup to warm up? Once everything's sold, I'll pack my belongings and go home.
We exchange looks and nod.
We'll take whatever's left.
Lincoln New Year Lantern Fest is held in a garden every year. When Xavier and I arrive, we only see Lincoln New Year's decorations scattered on the snow-covered path. We agree to split up and search for clues. It's not long before I hear Xavier moan. Did something happen?
No, I just remembered I visited this place before. I think.
Oh, I thought you preferred quieter places with fewer people.
Several years ago, a colleague gave me 2 tickets. He said the lanterns were beautiful and insisted I bring someone special to see them.
You used to get along with another colleague? Was he also part of unicorns? Xavier shakes his head and returns to me. He brushes off the snowflakes that landed on my hair.
He changed his mind at the last minute and decided to go back to his hometown with his girlfriend for Lincoln New Year's. He couldn't use the tickets he bought, so he let me keep them. He also asked me not to let the tickets go to waste.
Then who did you invite?
A kid was too tall for a child's ticket when I arrived. I gave him the other ticket. He gifted me a small plastic toy monster in return. It goes beep, beep, beep when you press it. A lot of people watched the lanterns that day, so I just followed the crowd. He gifted me a small plastic toy monster in return. It goes beep, beep, beep when you press it.
Beep, beep, beep.
I kept walking from the entrance to the exit, and then I went home.
That sounds kind of sad.
But at the time, the lights around me stayed on, and everyone was happily talking. On my way back, I also picked up the last serving of pan-fried tang yuan. So, I felt it was a lively festival.
I'm about to say something when a shadow suddenly appears in my periphery. I don't even need to point it out. Xavier flicks his wrist and draws out his light blade. We chase Pumpkin Magus away, and it hasn't made an appearance since, but just to be safe, we walk around the area when we have time. I arrive at the lantern workshop. Xavier stands at the entrance for barely 3 seconds before asking me if I want to make lanterns together.
We brought back so many materials for the workshop's owner, huh?
Yeah, they're all untouched and natural. We've got our work cut out for us.
Don't rush. The most difficult part is taking the first step. As for what comes after, it should be something we can handle.
Xavier lifts his light blade and quickly slices the bamboo into strips. After bending and securing them, the lantern's spokes start to take shape. The colored paper and paint are ready to go. The owner said that if you want to make a good lantern, you have to add decals. I hold the paintbrush. Pretending to be a talented craftswoman, I gesture to Xavier's face. To create the most beautiful lantern, I'd like to have the rights to your image. Xavier reaches out and takes my hand to measure my proportions.
I also need yours. Everything looks better in pairs, right?
Xavier and I start drawing on the paper. Before long, we create Xavier and I start drawing on the paper. Before long, we create chibi versions of ourselves. There's a blank space between the two people on the paper. Xavier fills it with a few flowers. I only heard of magpies building bridges. What is this? Flowers building bridges?
I doubt the magpies and flowers would enjoy couples trampling on them, unless there was a good reason.
You're right. We can consider them a long, flowering vine. Its ends connect us. It's as if we're holding hands.
Are you planning to do something while holding my hand?
We're going to the Lantern Fest. You should hang out with me this year. My sense of direction is a bit better than yours.
Okay.
We finished the drawing, but a small mishap occurs when we cover the spokes. I think it's too big. It won't fit on one side. The two chibis can't fit on one side of the lantern. It has to be turned 180 degrees to see the other person. And we parted ways just like that. Even though we have a vine, we're separated when you only look at the lantern from one side.
There are multiple ways for us to reunite.
Xavier looks up as a warm yellow ball of light appears in his palm. It slowly floats into the lantern. The lantern emits a soft glow and reveals our figures on either side through the thin paper. Xavier manipulates the light to adjust the angle. When light and shadow intersect, his silhouette is next to mine.
See? I don't need a bridge or vines. I can teleport to you myself. And I won't get lost.
Xavier and I work together to clean up for Lincoln New Year's. We start with the study. The bookshelf holds a lot of his collections. There are film cameras, monster models, international cookbooks, and a thick scrapbook. The scrapbook contains train tickets for a long-distance ride to an unknown small town. There are also ticket stubs from a few special Lincoln New Year's movies that are family-friendly. One of them is somewhat unique. It's a ticket to a lantern fest, but the ink is so faded that I can't read the year.
Did you find anything?
Xavier walks behind me. He leans against the bookshelf and looks at the scrapbook in my hands.
Huh. I remember this. You should flip through a few more pages.
Huh? Do you want to show me something special? He added stuff
Take a
about
guess.
me. He added stuff about me. Is it a love letter you wrote, or a small note that's a record of your innermost thoughts?
There's actually a page with poetry written on it. Do you want me to read it out loud?
Yes. With a serious expression, Xavier takes the scrapbook from my hands and flips through it.
I cease. Forgotten dreams rush before my eyes.
Okay, that's enough. You don't have to read it out loud. No, please do. I try to take the scrapbook from him, but my fingers touch an uneven page. I pull the paper out to look at it. Why are there more Lantern Fest tickets?
Actually, they're tickets for this year's Lantern Fest.
You're asking me out, huh?
Well, I couldn't invite someone special to see the lanterns with me until now. So, does this mean I can ask you out? So, does this mean I can ask you out?
Yes. Xavier rests his arm against the bookshelf behind me. I almost feel like I can't escape the small world that exists within his embrace. You don't look like you're going to give me the chance to say no, though.
Then don't refuse.
It's a date then. I didn't expect you to go out of your way to buy physical tickets, though.
You don't like it?
It's perfect. We can treat them as a memento of our first Lantern Fest.
Yeah, it'll be a first. We've had many firsts together, but the most vivid one should be...
His gaze falls onto my lips. He lowers his head, and the distance between us disappears. Knowing what will happen next, I close my eyes.
I think my beef stew is on fire. I should check it.
You gotta be He's so wrong for that. He's so wrong for that. Wow. I... I grab him before raising my head. Then I pat his shoulder and smile. Alright, it's time for you to tend to your beef stew.
Oh, okay. Oh,
flustered. He was flustered. Suddenly, suddenly, he pulls me. Our bodies come into contact with each other and... Oh my gosh! Not this animation! Not this animation. When our kiss ends, our breaths are slightly unsteady. Dang, you sound bad. Didn't you say you had to check in on your beef stew? He's distracted now.
I don't need to do that. Once a stranger, twice a friend.
Pumpkin Magus hasn't dared to cause trouble lately. It's because Xavier and I always chase after it in a relentless pursuit. The Lantern Fest proceeds as scheduled. The association also has some hunters monitor crowded areas just to be safe. The sky begins to darken as I finish my shift. Now I have plenty of time to walk around with Xavier.
There are a lot more people here at the Lantern Fest compared to past years.
Make sure you tightly hold onto my hand so we don't get separated. You might be able to teleport around without getting lost, but it's so crowded here that there's hardly any room for you to slip through.
It's okay. Let's go somewhere quieter.
But isn't enjoying a lively atmosphere the whole point of attending the Lantern Fest? I'd like to take you to the lights you missed out on. I guide Xavier. After several turns, we find a scenic lake within the park. The evening breeze feels chilly. Xavier and I walk together and he holds my hand. Before he can say anything, I take out a pair of mittens from my pocket. I gesture for him to extend his hands and help him put them on. I've always wanted to play this game. Now I can. It's rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses has to finish all the experimental dishes that are made during this vacation. I play scissors and clamp Xavier's gloved right hand. He can only play paper. Yet he twists his arm and makes my hand form a fist in his palm.
I win.
Somebody do something, please. He's cheating.
Are you speaking from experience? Since we're ringing in the link on New Year, how about we bump the cheating penalty up from double to triple?
Okay, I'm done messing around. Look at the lights. On the other side of the lake, various lanterns hang from the wooden arch bridge. The dazzling display sways in the wind. I'm ahead of Xavier by 1 or 2 steps. I occasionally point out an interesting lantern in the distance for him to look at. Isn't watching the lights together more fun than doing it alone?
Yeah. If I stared at them by myself, no one would tell me about the lollipop-shaped lanterns that look sweet.
Didn't you say the snake-shaped lantern reminded you of curly fries?
Neither of them are healthy, so it's a tie.
But these lanterns haven't really changed. They looked like this last year and every year before that. It'll probably be boring to see them again next time.
Not necessarily. If we visit this place again for next year's Lantern Fest, we can upgrade our plans and try something else.
Next year, that's over 300 days away. A lot of things can happen in that time.
But I won't forget our agreement to see the lanterns together.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my ticket. What about yours? You've kept so many ticket stubs before. I'm sure you'll treasure this one too, right? I look at Xavier and realize his gaze has been on me for a while.
Of course. They'll be the most special ticket stubs in my collection. These two are the only ones with consecutive numbers, after all.
The distant noise of fireworks and chatter reaches my ears, and I can't help but be slightly distracted. Xavier cups my cheeks, then he covers my ears, and makes all the sounds around us fade.
When one sense is obstructed, the rest become more sensitive. Do you want to see what it's like?
I close my eyes as a warm, moist sensation slowly spreads between my lips. At this moment, I only feel Xavier.
You won't be able to forget now.
Ripples disturb the water's surface and create a sparkling array of colors like a kaleidoscope. And amidst the myriad of lanterns filled with wishes and blessings, there exists one that's just for us. After we return from the Lantern Fest, Xavier and I officially enter vacation mode. We spend our days at home. The lanterns we made earlier hang next to the TV, but the wall has a lot of space.
I think we still have ink and red paper. We can make couplets.
You're going to put up couplets in the living room?
Can we put them by the study door?
The dust from the paper irritates my nose. I hold my breath as I unfold and flatten the paper. Then I use the paper weight to press it down. It might be crumbling because it's not been used for a while. Be careful when you write.
It's also slightly faded. And your nose is a little red.
Xavier wipes my nose and I look up. A red piece of paper is stuck to his face. You want to talk, lean down.
If you can't get it off, I'll wash my face later.
I grab 2 wet wipes and carefully remove the red marks on Xavier. His gaze stays on my face. I feel a little uneasy. Close your eyes. It's gonna be like, no. Oh. When he does, I touch his nose with my finger and wipe away the last bit of red on him. Alright, let's get creative, Master Xavier.
Do you have any requests?
It'll be for your home, so you get to decide. Xavier starts writing. Oh. Xavier starts writing the couplet. He finishes it within a few minutes.
Here, tell me what you think.
I lean in and look. The red paper has strong, bold strokes on it. With smooth sailing and good fortune comes wonderful views and a great partner. Xavier, you're very poetic.
The second part already happened, but the first bit should be possible in the new year. I'll hang them. Can you watch the pot for me?
What are you cooking?
Cherry stew.
Well, it does sound like a vibrant, hearty dish.
Yeah, it's perfect for Link on New Year's.
In the study, Xavier and I give the scrapbook a Link on New Year's makeover. The pages become slightly thicker. 2 Lantern Fest tickets are tucked between the pages. They're right next to the ticket with an unreadable date. The pot simmers as it cooks a dish made from secret ingredients, and sunlight gives warmth to Xavier's profile. Xavier, this Link on New Year's is my favorite.
I know. Maybe we can upgrade your favorite next year, though. And it'll become the best Link on New Year's you ever had.
This is my lantern for Raphael. It's pretty cute.
I feel like you're in a hurry, cutie.
Raphael, let's do something exciting today. We've got a wander to catch. But even though the plan's perfect, Pumpkin Magus is smarter than I anticipated.
So, why are you sitting here and making snowballs all by yourself? Is this what you meant by something exciting?
I lost sight of the exciting thing I'm after.
Oh, I see. No wonder you're kind of sulking.
Suddenly, Raphael approaches me. He grabs my hand, which is holding a snowball, and gently presses it against his chest. The snowball briskly pops and scatters.
Yeah, this is awesome. Oh no, I've been hit. I need a certain Miss Hunter to help me. Please, it's an emergency. Yeah, this is awesome. Oh no, I've been hit. I need a certain Miss Hunter to help me. Please, it's an emergency.
His antics elicit a laugh out of me, and the corner of my mouth curls up. I wouldn't say that's the most exciting thing I've seen. I quickly remove the remaining snow from my hand by wiping it on Raphael's neck. He grabs my wrist the moment it touches his warm skin.
Seriously? A sneak attack?
Raphael tightens his grip on my wrist and gently pulls me into his embrace.
Now I've not only been shot, but also frostbitten. I'm so cold, so tired. Miss Hunter, you need to take care of me.
I've never heard of a person getting frostbite from a bit of snow before.
It's different when a lot of time is spent making snowballs.
Raphael drills his hand down my wrist and holds my palm. He spreads my fingers apart and presses my knuckles against his warm face.
I know that when you play with snowballs, your fingers turn red from the cold. Do you feel anything?
A little. It's very warm.
Then let's go. We'll find this truly exciting thing you lost.
Based on the signals and information from the residents, we finally arrive at an area near the garden that's hosting the New Year Lantern Fest.
Isn't the New Year Lantern Fest going to be held here? Why does it look abandoned?
It's because someone has been going around messing things up. We even invited the great master Raphael so we could break the world record for the highest number of attendees at the Lincoln New Year Lantern Fest.
Oh?
Now we might not be able to host the event, let alone break the record.
Master Raphael? Is it who I think it is? What other Raphael do you know?
What you looking at? Ah, cutie. Even though I'm happy you thought of me, I'm not exactly a master in lantern making yet.
Oh. Are you saying we're in the same boat when it comes to making lanterns?
Not necessarily. While I'm not a master, I'm a quick learner and have a decent foundation.
Oh? Then I look forward to your guidance later, Mr. Raphael. Following the staff's instructions, we head to the only courtyard exhibition area that hasn't been attacked yet. We plan to ambush the Wanderer. As I step through the courtyard gate, it feels like I've entered a place in early spring, accompanied by lanterns shaped like countless blooming flowers. The tranquil courtyard is covered in shifting sunlight and hazy hues. One cluster after another, flowers blossom, and one can hear them slowly unfurl. It's so beautiful, almost as if spring is here.
Hey, we're in the middle of an investigation. Why are you getting distracted, cutie?
I look at Raphael when he speaks, a soft light casting over his slightly uplifted profile. He pauses under the layered shadows of the flowers, seemingly becoming part of the scenery. I'm not sure what I've been staring at for the longest, says the guy who is just as mesmerized by says the guy who's just as mesmerized with the scenery.
True, I was captivated by the lanterns, but I think you were fascinated with me, yeah?
Yes. His unnecessary keen observation skills have returned. I look over his shoulder and gesture to the colorful flower lanterns behind him with my chin. I was looking at that peach blossom, definitely not at anything else. The peach blossom lantern I mentioned suddenly dims. A shadow dashes past us, and the flowers are left in disarray. Raphael, Pumpkin Magus is over there.
Yeah, I see it. But
Revealing a flame in his hand, he follows me and flashes a bright smile.
as you can see, even it disagrees with what you said.
Pumpkin Magus from the Lantern Fest. Raphael and I return the stolen materials they used to make lanterns. In the following days, we work together to repair the Peach Blossom Lantern as we patrol the area. After today's lantern making class ended, I decided to check on Raphael's progress with the sketches next door.
You've only known this flower for like 2 seconds. Why are you so emotionally invested in it?
Well, I'm counting on it to ask you about lantern-making techniques, Mr. Raphael.
I have an eager student? How was I unaware of this?
It's because I'm inspired by your dedication to craftsmanship and creativity. Standing near Raphael, I stare at the sketches spread across the table. I can't help but lean in and whisper into his ear. Here is a gentle reminder, Mr. Raphael. I can only start repairing the lantern when you finalize your sketch.
You're already rushing me? I guess you learned a lot from today's lantern making class.
That's right. So rest assured, I'll perfectly recreate your design.
In that case, I insist you voice your opinion. Pick the sketch you like the most.
Raphael moves over to make space, and I lean on his shoulder to get a closer look. Wait, is there something on this middle one? I feel like I've seen that shape before. Flipping to the last sketch, a familiar figure had been swiftly outlined with a few strokes among various lanterns.
This is essential to finding inspiration, cutie. It's often called daydreaming.
It looks like I'm surrounded by flowers.
That's a privilege, you know. It's like stars surrounding the moon. Don't you like it? That's a privilege, you know. It's like stars surrounding the moon. Don't you like it?
Wait, the way that matches perfectly with my name in the game. So I'm saving that. I'm blessed to have the affection of these beautiful blossoms. But after some careful consideration, I picked out 3 lucky flowers. I tap a few spots on the paper, and just as I'm about to turn my head to hear Raphael's response, I feel a warmth on my cheek. His soft fingers slowly glide across my jaw, leaving behind a faint warming trace.
Looks like someone was so engrossed in learning that she didn't notice the paper scraps on her face.
It's almost dusk. The peachy pink sky is covered in clouds that hold the sunset. Spilling through the lattice window, their colors dye his fingertips. His fingerpad is warm as it slides to my ear. There's a pause before he gently pinches my earlobe and pulls away.
I'll listen to your advice, Miss Bodyguard. Those 3 lucky flowers will be refined later. But before we do anything else, we gotta eat.
Raphael gets up and walks to the doorway, brushing aside the beaded curtain. Soft rustling sounds fill the room. Outside, the colorful lights gradually brighten as the crowd continues to chatter. I smell the food from here.
Okay, but why would the foodie in front of me also stare at the lanterns with hungry eyes?
It takes action to fulfill your heart's desires. Once we fix this peach blossom lantern, shall we make a new one?
Your wish is my command.
Just as I leave the room, I see Raphael has already plugged in the blow dryer. He pats the stool in front of him before gesturing toward me.
Come here. It's cold, so I gotta make sure your hair is dry after your shower.
I only see the sketchbook and pencils on the table when I sit down. I take it you already have the homework you want to assign me in mind, Mr. Raphael. Raphael supports my shoulders and gently brushes my wet hair.
Don't worry. This is a super lenient version of our you draw and I guess game. I hope your ideas can provide the precious inspiration needed for our lanterns. So, you can let your imagination run wild. The more abstract it is, the better.
I understand. You're saying my art is abstract. Raphael smiles as he grabs the blow dryer and starts drying my hair.
Are you upset? Don't underestimate abstraction. It's an important artistic skill, you know. Don't you want to get some practice in? You're a talented artist in the making. Draw whatever your heart desires. There's no time limit. There is a catch, though. The rule says I'm the person who's gonna guess what you drew.
Okay. Unfortunately, even when my hair is almost dry, Raphael still can't guess what I've drawn. My art is really good. You're just pretending you can't figure it out.
Yeah, about that, cutie. I think you're overestimating yourself. You're not ready to doubt your teacher.
It's obviously 2 hearts and a double-sided arrow.
How about this? If I get rewarded for answering correctly, then I'll know the answer.
Are you trying to bargain with me right now? I turn my head and sure enough, I meet Raphael's smiling eyes. I knew you already figured it out. Before I could continue complaining, Raphael uses his height to his advantage and hugs me. My back rests against his chest and I can hear his heartbeat as it resounds past his pajamas. It slowly syncs up with my heart, 1 beat at a time.
I can't guess it, but I can see there are 2 hearts.
Raphael's arm wraps around my shoulders as he extends a finger and traces a circle below my collarbone slowly. His touch feels as ticklish as his approaching breath.
Here's 1 heart, and the other yearns for a way to get closer to it.
I pause and then I blush. You kept giving me unserious answers, and now you added in extra stuff. I still want to argue, but when I turn my head, my words are stuck on my tongue. Raphael seems to be waiting for me to lean into him. He bends down and gives me a chaste kiss.
That was the reward I wanted.
As the Lantern Fest draws to a close, Pumpkin Magus stops appearing. The busiest time of the day has already passed. A lantern wins the Most Popular Lantern Award at the workshop's exhibition. It's hung on the most prominent stand in the display area. After receiving the award, Raphael and I hold hands and stroll aimlessly in a sea of quiet lights.
I can't believe we won this Most Popular Lantern Award, only to get 1 photo with that renowned lantern maker, Master Raphael.
His resentful tone is amusing, so I purposefully chime in. Taking a picture with Master Raphael can't really be considered a prize, don't you think? Shaking our clasped hands, I look up at him again. I mean, I have enough photos with Master Raphael to cover an entire wall.
Yeah, and since we already have that many photos, should we put all of them on display?
The wall by the fireplace would be perfect. We could decorate it during the vacation. But there are so many photos. We need to choose which ones to hang. Oh, do you think we need to put up more decorations too?
I really like where this plan is going, but there's something else we need to do.
Raphael stops in his tracks. He takes my hand out of his pocket and presses it against his heart.
I know we already made our wishes when we hung the lantern, but I still have one more wish, and only you can make it come true.
What is it? Once again, snowflakes drift in the air. The night wind feels colder. Before we know it, we find ourselves back at the flower lantern display that reminds me of spring. In a secluded corner of the winding corridor bridge, I can still see the warm, bright flowers in full bloom. Let me guess, all this walking made you tired? Do you need to lean on me to feel better?
I need more than that.
Oh? With one of my hands pinned to Raphael's chest, I use the other to brush off the snowflakes on his hair. You really do attract snowflakes, huh? Aren't you cold? Let's hide under the leaves first.
There's no need. I won't be cold if I do this.
Oh. He takes my hand again and pulls me into a tight embrace, bringing us close enough to hear each other's breathing. I can see the light's reflection in his eyes, and amongst the countless lights in the sky, I see the unique figure of a tiny me. Delicate snowflakes fall gently, melting into his lowering gaze as he looks at me. Then something lands on my eyelashes and brings a trace of coldness. I instinctively close my eyes.
You're a better snowflake magnet than me.
A warm softness presses against me, kissing away the snowflakes on my lashes. No!
Now you should know what my wish is.
That's too cute.
Why are you just standing there? Am I the only one who's excited about this?
I look up, smile, and hold him more tightly. Warmth spreads throughout my chest. Of course not. Remember when I drew two hearts that were close together? How could two hearts so deeply connected bear to leave the other one alone in anticipation? During Lincoln New Year's vacation, we finally start organizing the photos we took this year, hoping to pick out a few to decorate a wall. As expected, it doesn't take long for someone to be sitting next to me. Didn't you say you deal with the stacks of photos over there?
All of our photos vividly captured fond memories. It's hard to choose just one. I need your opinion on this.
Holding a bunch of photos, he leans over and rests his head against my shoulder. He lowers his gaze, both staring at the envelope in my hand. The photos from the Lantern Fest have arrived.
This one's no good. We're standing too far apart.
But I think it looks great. Look, your fake smile is even less convincing than usual. You don't see that every day.
It's because someone missed my signals that were being sent behind Master Raphael's back. She also didn't hold my hand.
Ignoring Raphael's complaint, I placed a photo into the stack of pictures we planned to hang. The rare grumpy fishy has been chosen.
Fine. If you really want that one, it can be next to your abstract masterpiece.
The abstract masterpiece Raphael's referring to is the heart-to-heart drawing I did that day. You keep saying you don't like it, but you put it in a nice frame. Doesn't that mean you love it, Mr. Raphael? Have I surpassed you, Mr. Raphael?
I'm not sure. I need to keep observing. It's probably gonna be a long-term thing.
He picks out the remaining photos before holding out his hand to me.
But it's time to take a break. Your teacher is inviting you to nap with him.
You're going to hold me while you sleep?
Isn't it obvious?
You sound very confident.
You promised to make my wish come true with such resolve, which means you're not backing out now, right?
I slightly raise an eyebrow. Then I place my hand in his open palm to answer his question. The sunlight is perfect. Spring will soon be upon us, and our New Year's wishes shine brightly under the photo wall's small drawing board. More hugs, more kisses, and more time spent together. Aww. This is my lantern for Caleb. I'm gonna redo his prologue because I don't remember what happens. I answer my phone while rushing to catch the signal. My voice inevitably sounds unsteady. Hey,
You're currently on a mission, right? Pumpkin Magus?
Yes, but how did you... In a matter of seconds, the signal suddenly disappears. I have no choice but to slow down.
Let's cut to the chase. Meet me at the theater. I have a lead we can follow.
I sprint to the theater and see Caleb standing alone under a camphor tree, gazing up at something above him. Winter's bright sunshine seeps past the leaves, blanketing his back in a dappled shade. Caleb, don't just stand under that tree looking silly. What? Looking silly? Or are you planning to have some leaves cover your head so you can use them to cook later? Hi.
That was fast. Did you fly all the way here?
In terms of actually flying, only one person comes to mind. There are still several hours before our arranged time. You should technically be in Skyhaven right now.
I already took care of everything. Staying there would be pointless anyway. Besides, if I actually bothered to wait, I might get a cancellation text. You know, your usual, I'm on an urgent mission, can we meet up another time?
I awkwardly clear my throat. Then I clench my fist and hold it to Caleb's lips as if I'm holding a microphone. You said you had a lead, right? Can you give me an eyewitness account? Caleb smiles and leans in to grasp my wrist. He moves the microphone slightly away.
7 minutes ago, Pumpkin Magus dashed out of that alley. It tore down all the posters for various New Year's plays from the wall. This also included the one we were gonna see.
Why didn't you stop it? Weren't you...
Shh.
All of a sudden, a figure with dark clothing jumps down from the camphor tree's canopy and runs into a nearby alley. Guided by the signal on my hunter's watch, Caleb and I chased the wanderer to a garden. Broken lanterns and decorative lucky charms are scattered along the way. The signal flickers on the watch's display, yet Pumpkin Magus is nowhere to be seen. I guess they're preparing for the New Year Lantern Fest around here.
No wonder it ran to this place.
The signal hasn't disappeared, so it should still be nearby. Let's come up with a way to lure it out. I observe the scattered ribbon lights on the ground before I gaze at Caleb, who's in front of me. A light bulb goes off in my head, and I gesture for him to come closer. Caleb, come here. Caleb approaches and naturally moves in sync with me. He raises his hand and turns without asking why. Until I wrap the ribbon light around him for a third time.
Am I supposed to be the bait in your trap?
No, that's these decorations' job. Since Pumpkin Magus is on a mission to destroy New Year's decorations, we can make you wear the unbroken ones. We might ignite its desire to cause mischief. It'll be forced to appear.
All right. That's quite a creative combat tactic. Is it something you've picked up recently?
Do you still see me as a student who needs her homework checked? I purposefully apply more pressure as I tightly wrap the ribbon light around him. I picked up a bunch of new skills while you were away. Caleb casually raises an eyebrow and smiles.
Well then, should I fly to a higher spot? Your decorations will be able to stand out more.
I tie a lovely bow on his chest with a ribbon. Then, looping my finger around the knot, I pull him closer. Oh. I've still got the string in my hand. Where do you think you're flying off to? Oh. Stay put and be a good boy.
Okay. Focus on holding the kite string. Leave the rest to me.
Let me give you a heads up. We still need to return these decorations. They must be handled with care.
So?
So, the plan this time is for you to sit tight and trust me. Pretending to be nonchalant, I pull back my hand and pat his face. Don't worry, I promise I won't let Pumpkin Magus touch a hair on your head. Sunlight glistens on the surface of a nearby lake. Sunlight glistens on the surface of a nearby lake. Suddenly, ripples spread as a figure wearing dark clothing leaps up and screams. It's Pumpkin Magus. Instinctively, I reach for my gun and turn, but someone grabs my arm before I can charge out. A jet black bullet slices through the air and whirls past my gaze, striking the target before me. In disbelief, I turn my head to see Caleb had broken free. The barrel of the gun he's holding is still quivering. Dang! His gaze sweeps our surroundings. There's a hint of coldness in his eyes, yet his voice remains relaxed.
This tactic of yours should include a reminder highlighted in yellow. Don't leave your teammate behind.
After we chased away Pumpkin Magus and returned the materials to the workshop, the owner taught us some basic lantern making techniques. Caleb has a keen interest in various handicrafts. For the past few days, he often invites me to accompany him to the workshop whenever he has free time. Having sat at the workbench for a long time today, I stretch my arms. A soft chuckle reaches my ears. Why are you laughing?
You were so engrossed in making lanterns that you didn't even realize you changed into a new outfit.
I lower my gaze and notice the confetti stuck to my sweater. A long tassel clings to my sleeve cuff because of static electricity. Don't blame me when you get shocked. There's glue all over my hands. Mind helping me with my clothes?
Are you trying to give me a taste of your thunder? Are you trying to give me a taste of your thunder?
You know what the answer is, don't you? I extend my arm and use the static electricity on my sleeve to quickly tousle his hair. The crackling sounds reach my ears. Caleb grabs my hand immediately as he understands what's happening. His expression loses some of its composure.
You're very dangerous right now. You're very dangerous right now. Are you trying to give me a taste of your thunder?
It's not my fault if someone refuses to join in on the fun. If you'd let me shock you earlier, which could have made me happy, your hair would be okay. Caleb smiles and shakes his head. Resigned to his fate, he plucks the confetti from my sweater.
Fine. I brought this upon myself. Does that make you happy?
Yes. After making the lanterns, I folded red paper into New Year's flowers and miniature boats, embellishing them with decorative patterns. Caleb picks up 2 paper boats from the table and asks me a question.
You even made yourself a new pair of shoes?
I take the paper boats from his hand, stack them together, and stand on my tiptoes, placing them upside down on his head. It's obviously your new hat for Lincoln New Year. Caleb smiles, takes one of the boats, and places it on my head in the same fashion.
Then we each get one.
Why do you always share things with me? You did it in the past and you're still doing it now. He lowers his gaze as he pulls back his hand. A tingling sensation courses through me as his fingertips brush against my forehead. It's almost ticklish, and amidst a crackling sound, I hear his answer.
I'm used to it. Besides, who was the person that made 2 of them again?
My watch has remained quiet, so Caleb and I take this chance to watch the New Year's play we missed. Night has fallen when the play ends. We walk into a secluded, quaint alley. The alley stretches into the distance. Lanterns adorn every doorstep and resemble scattered beads on a string. If we follow this path, we'll end up in the garden we chased Pumpkin Magus to, right? I didn't expect to see so many decorations around here. We can host a mini lantern fest here.
It's perfect.
What?
That lantern's design is very unique. Do you want to take a closer look?
I walk in the direction he pointed to and notice a vibrant design on the lantern. It depicts children enjoying the playful days of spring. The night breeze stirs the silence, and the lanterns gently sway. Within the image, the girl chases after a boy. Both look happy as they run. The boy looks like you as a kid. He even has the same cocky expression.
And the girl who's chasing him so she can beat him up looks like you. Why didn't you say that?
You deserved it. I leave the lantern behind and walk away. Caleb follows me as if he's elongated. Caleb follows me as if he's an elongated shadow of mine. Remember how you used your evil to hide my snacks? You put them on top of the wardrobe, which made it impossible for me to find them.
But I also helped you hide the exam paper you failed. You even put it in an envelope and refused to let me see the score.
So did you ever open it?
Was it actually your exam paper inside?
Silence descends upon the alley. The only audible sound is our rhythmic footsteps, which are seemingly in harmony. I turn around and lock eyes with him. If we keep going, we'll end up in the garden. We might be mistaken for people who didn't buy tickets and get kicked out.
How do you know I didn't get tickets for us?
Caleb stops in his tracks and tilts his head to the side. He retrieves a ticket from his chest pocket and holds it out to me. I press my hands on the lantern drawing on the ticket, along with his fingers. Why did you hide the other one? If you suggest I go to the Lantern Fest alone, I won't ever talk to you again. The nearby lantern flickers and casts a gentle glow on his profile. It's as if we return to the past.
Don't you worry, Pipsqueak. I'm used to buying 2 tickets.
Over the next few days, Caleb and I walk around the area near the garden where the Lantern Fest is being held. Since we do it when we have time, we deem it a voluntary patrol. No abnormal signal fluctuations have been detected lately. As a result, Caleb and I can finally unwind and participate in the festivities with everyone else. After we explore the main area of the Lantern Fest, Caleb suggests we go for a lakeside stroll in the garden. There's already ice on the lake surface. It really is winter. I crouch down and poke the withered leaves in the water. They slowly float away and disturb the lantern's reflections.
You still play with cold water?
Who took cold showers in the middle of winter? You have no right to judge me. Wait, you didn't bring me here just so you could put on a winter swimming show, right? Caleb quirks an eyebrow and glances at me. He retrieves 2 small paper boats, the ones I made, from his bag. He crouches down next to me.
Right on. But these are our swimmers.
He places the paper boats on the lake, supports them with his evil, and pushes them. Guided by his finger, The paper boats navigate around the withered leaves on the lake, sailing in flawless arc.
Do you still have any New Year's wishes? You can tell the boats about them.
Didn't we already make our wishes when we hung the lanterns earlier?
There are so many lanterns, though. Who knows? A wish might get missed. These 2 boats are exclusively for you. They'll only carry your wishes.
I get it. You just want to know what I wished for.
I saw you whispering with your eyes closed for a long time. That made me really curious.
That's all the more reason to not tell you. He chuckles, turns back to me, and holds out his hand.
Do you want to play or not? You can take the lead.
Sure. With that said, I choose not to take his hand. Instead, I get up and settle on the step right in front of him. I rest my head on his chest, and my arms are pressed against his. I imagine myself sitting inside a ship's cabin. Can you move back a little? I need to change the angle of my seat. My back rest shifts back, and I find myself sort of reclining in his embrace. I look up and notice the distinct contour of his jawline. An almost imperceptible smile tugs at the corner of his mouth.
Like this?
I'm ready.
Then it's time to set sail.
He leans forward and grabs my hands, intertwining his fingers with mine. I maneuver his hands back and forth like manipulating a joystick, causing the paper boats to start drifting around. Wait, this is so cute. His familiar breath brushes the top of my head, his heartbeat resonating, drowning out the sound of the paper boats gliding through the ripples. How can I concentrate when things are like this? In a daze, I start to lose focus on the boats, yet Caleb allows me to guide them, and they sway from side to side. After taking a sharp turn, the boats capsize. He smiles as he lets go of my hand, using his evol to retrieve the soaked boats.
Your steering skills could use some work. I guess there are some skills you didn't have time for while I was away, huh?
As if. And how is this related to my steering skills? You made some wishes behind my back. The boat sank because there were too many wishes.
It's possible. What was yours then?
Huh?
Out of all the wishes you made, is one of them about me?
We wouldn't have come here if there wasn't any. Sometimes I really wish we were total strangers from the beginning. That way we don't need to come up with excuses to hold each other's hand. The crowd's jubilant cheers at the Lantern Fest show seem to reach a crescendo as the New Year's fireworks illuminate the shore. Neither of us speaks when we look up.
We don't need those right now.
Once more, my hand is enveloped in Caleb's. The warmth from his body encircles me from behind, accompanied by his breath. We linger by the lake for a long time and watched the other paper boat float away to enter a bright world beyond the secluded shore. A few days have passed since our return from the Lantern Fest. During the long vacation, Caleb and I frequently find ourselves at home, enjoying each other's company. This morning, we start to adorn the kumquat tree at home with small lanterns. Caleb has an idea. On a whim, he decorates the tree with the New Year's flowers I folded. Now the tree is going to complain about all these kumquats, lanterns, and flowers.
Well, you didn't ask for my opinion when you wrapped me up in ribbon lights the other day. I wasn't any different from a tree.
Why are you taking out your frustration on the innocent tree here then? I was the one who did that. Caleb looks at me with a faint smile.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
You make it sound like I take advantage of other people's affection while getting away with everything.
A new year usually means new changes. Isn't that a good thing?
Okay. I admit defeat, but I pick up a brush pen from the table. The flowers you added aren't vibrant enough. We should give them some stamens and pistils. With a flick of my wrist, the pen lands on Caleb's neck.
What? You think I'm not vibrant enough?
I'm not exactly confident in my drawing skills. It's necessary to use you for a practice round. Didn't you say you enjoyed being treated like this? Don't move. Caleb tilts his head and exposes his neck. His Adam's apple trembles when the pen tip touches him.
Be my guest.
When I see him being obedient, a sense of embarrassment washes over me. After quickly sketching out a few lines, I set the pen aside and get a small mirror so he can look at himself.
Looks like you've really got the hang of it. Is this another skill you've picked up?
I guess so, but since it's another year, everything should start anew. I'll keep you updated on any new things I learn or changes I experience from now on. Of course, you need to do the same thing. Caleb takes my hand and presses my palm against the pattern of his neck. A matching print is left on my palm.
No matter what happens, I'll always be the first person you can share things with. This promise has been officially approved and is in effect starting today. It's valid for 1 year.
Only 1 year? That's what I said in my head. But I didn't say it out loud. Caleb lowers his head, and a kiss lands on the faint pattern in my palm.
It's because I need you to renew this promise in person every year.
That event was fun. Let me get all these materials. Yay! So yeah, that was fun.
Have you decided what we'll eat for our New Year's Eve dinner?
All of your signature dishes. When was the last time we set off fireworks together?
You can have all the fireworks you want this time. Let's hide behind this first and watch. Move, it's about to explode. Are these what you lost? Pick them up first. Found it. It's dressed up for the occasion, I'll give it that.
Let's give it a proper welcome. What's my New Year's gift this time?
It's a secret. It won't be a surprise if I tell you. What's your New Year's wish this year?
It's a secret. It won't come true if I tell you.
You got plans later?
Let's go on a New Year's shopping spree.
The holiday is long. I can come with you anytime you want.
Do you have any suggestions for our New Year's plans?
We'll go with whatever you want.
Why don't we get creative?
Sounds like a plan. Pumpkin Magus changed clothes.
This color combo is like very festive.
Look at these fireworks!
Stay safe when you pick those things up.
Right back at ya.
It's not any different from picking up seashells. Why are you so... Do you want to see who will get more?
We're competing? I'll show Pumpkin Magus some real colors.
Isn't that my line?
Look at
Do you
these
want to see who will get more?
We're competing? Did the New Year's special program start?
If we head back now, we won't be late.
Are you stocked up for New Year's?
You can give me some recommendations.
Doomsday?
Descends. It was fancy.
All smoke and no fire. It's New Year's. That's why I let it slide this time.
All right, you do you. I'll deal with it. This place has a festive atmosphere.
Do you want to stay here for a few more?
Hide behind this. Why aren't you running? You're waiting for me? Piece of cake. Hide behind this. It recovered. Be careful. Something fell on the ground.
Sylus, pick them up.
Piece of cake.
Do you have any plans for New Year's?
I'm fine with how things are right now.
Have you decided what we'll eat for our New Year's Eve dinner?
All of your signature dishes.
Its weak spot is on its back. Let's check it out. Focus fire. Are these what you lost? Pick them up first. Requesting full suppression gunfire.
Roger.
Target is within range. Commence encirclement.
Let's end this together.
Its danger level still needs to be assessed. Are these what you lost? Pick them up first. Found it.